Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Berenice and they call me Belle for short. Today I'm making a cathedral window Christmas ornament, and here it is. So there's the back. I've had fun with this. I've got some loose threads. Now I'm going to leave my mistakes in because first I made it like that. I forgot to put the accent colour in. My son said, "Did you read the instructions?" "No, I know how to make this." Fling that. And then I did make this one. Nothing wrong with this, except I forgot to film parts of it. So that's why I had to make a third one. And I managed to finish it. So I'm making this for my group as well. Some of the ladies there want to make it, so I thought I'd get one or two done. By mistake, one or two. So yeah, anyway, as I said, I'll leave some of the mistakes in as well and how I've done it, and you might hear my frustration here as well. So I do hope you enjoy this video. Please do subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does my figures good. YouTube figures, not this figure. And analytics and stuff. Set the likes and the notifications so you'll get notified when I put another video up. Have a look at my past videos as well. Had to do a link to my WhatsApp group for a Christmas tree one I done last year, because some of them wanted to make it this year. So there is a few bits of Christmas stuff in there. And what else was it? The comments. How long have I been at this? Comments, okay. I do love the comments, yes. Okay then, so let's go and try and make the cathedral window Christmas tree ornament. The first thing to do is cut your 10-inch or a 10-inch square. I've pressed this, so I'm just going to cut the selvage off on the blade. I've got the line, fold line on the crease, so that makes it straight. And I'm going to use this for the back as well. This is only for the outline, the kind of leaf part, and you think but you fold it twice, so hold on, let's get my tablet out of the way. Organised again. So I'm going to put that on the furthest away line over here and put my fold on the line. So let's see if I can get, I'm probably not square there. Let's have a look. I'll trim this edge again, so I will. Haven't done it right. 10 up there. First time that I've put it on 11. So I'm just going to flip it over because I wasn't pleased with that. So line it up on the outside line, and just slightly over. My fold's on that line. And again I'm putting on a 10-inch, the line's okay there, 10-inch at the top. And just take that little bit off. I've got a basket down there. So, how big is this? Ooh, I can just do this. I can make two out of this bit. There's that. Good 20-inch fat quarter. That's the boring bit, but some people don't know how to cut either, so if you're watching this and haven't done this before, so lining up there, lining up there, lining up here, so we know we're nice and straight. I'm bringing my mat forward because I've got a new table and chest of drawers here, and it's slightly up there, which I'm really pleased about. My son built it for me last week. Yeah, keep all my knickknacks in a drawer next to me instead of going to a big cupboard which can be a bit of a pain because I don't know where anything is. So it's just a sliver off there to make that. That's right, yeah. I'll just make sure I cut off the fold so I'm okay there. Filming, haven't filmed for a little while. So, what we're going to do is make a fold there, press it, make a fold there, and I will show you, and then we fold again. So I'm out at my ironing table now, which is in my kitchen, just next door to my room, front room. So I'm going to press that there for a crease. I don't use steam, but I am going to use best press in a minute. There's a reason. So up to there, corners matching, and press this seam, because these will be our folding lines. Now we bring them up to the middle. I'm just going to make sure you can see, yep, because I've got the camera facing me. Right, so to the point, and then you've got these folds as guides. So we want them right matching there. And again, quick press. Do this right round, everything to the middle, along the seams there. I'll try and get a nice point here. Bit fiddly on hot fabric. It's doable. There. Cathedral windows, they are lovely in a quilt, but they do take a lot. There are a couple of ways I think of making them. They do take a lot of fabric and they can be heavy. So they're quite nice for a wall hanging. I have made one many years ago. I used thick white fabric. It wasn't very good, I didn't know. But I might make a wall hanging out of these. But the Christmas ornaments are lovely. I made quite a few last year. And I thought I'd make a video. I don't think I have, because of my quilting friends. So after the four corners are pressed in, we're going to fold it again to the middle, like so. And here I'm going to use the best press and put it all over there. Turn it around. I want to get these points nice and crisp. Like so. As these bits were turned back, we're showing underneath the accent. We're going to put the accent in next. Trying to get it to fit nicely. Trying. Oh, moved it. Middle's gone out of kilter there. Let's put that back in place. So we're going to put the middle section in now. Now in the pattern it says the accent is 5 by 5, but I actually cut it 4 7/8. Because of the fold in the fabric, it takes quite a bit of, you know, bulk. That's the word I'm looking for. So let's make sure I've got a straight edge here. 4 7/8. Just about see my lines here. I'm just going to see that you can see. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit. That's my hunky-dory there. Get that out of the way. Make sure this is out of the way so you don't cut it. And another thing is, I've said about newbies cutting. If you haven't cut, right? Put your hand there, don't put your fingers over there. Put your hands out and get your hands mostly on the work. And if you've got to move your hand up if it's a bigger piece. Just take your time. I'll go a bit fast because I've been doing this for a few years. What we do is, we put this in here, and as you can see, that's a nice fit. Because we're going to fold it over like so, curved. And now I'm going to take it to the machine and put a couple of stitches over the centre to keep that in place. Now you can pin this crease is annoying me, I'm going to do that again. But you can pin this to keep it in place, you know, make sure it's away from the needle, and then put, or you could hand stitch it. You're not going to see it because this is going to go inside the ornament. So what we're going to do now is catch the points down. So just a few stitches back and forward. Back and forward. Then the other way. Back. Forward. And what we're going to do now is press that over in a curve, which I'll show you at the ironing board again. Press it like that, but I'll show you better in a minute. So now we fold over the edges. This is my third one I forgot to film. Different stages. So it's just a gentle curve as far as it goes, and you want it to be at the point there. I'll do the same sides. Round away. I'm using the Mary Ellen's Best Press again. So I don't get paid for it, but I do like it very much. I'm just making sure I'm videoing it because I didn't before. Can't see which way is the best there. That's it. We're making these in a week or two. I'm taking them into my group next week. I've written the instructions. Hope they work out. But of course, I like to see people do it, and I think some of the girls do. I've burnt my finger as well. I can feel it. But I do like Cathedral window. Did I say? I don't know. I don't know if it's on a bit of video I deleted or didn't record, but I have made one, but I made it out of cheap, thick white cotton as a background with the colours inside, and yeah, many years ago, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I think I might make one again to put on my wall. It's very heavy, a lot of fabric if you make it for a bed, which people have done. So there's your cathedral window effect. Now we'll go and sew the edges down. Third one. I've got 3 to sew. So here I am back at my machine. And, hold on. Oh, I'm dragging all kinds of fabric with me. Yeah, 3, look, because I didn't record certain bits. My son says the girls don't have to make one, that you're making them for all of them. Let me zoom out here, you can't see. I'm on a 1-stick stand because I haven't got space for a tripod. Yeah, only a few more. It's 20 odd people in our group, but I'm getting on there, aren't I? Yeah, idiot. I'm not an idiot. We all make mistakes, but yeah, I was getting a bit frustrated there. So, I'm definitely going to change a foot here. So while I'm changing this foot, I put this on as well because that was rattling. Been a while since I've done a film. Let's put this foot out of the way so I don't lose it. Yeah, I was going to show my group some ruler footwork. I've been practicing with it and I'm loving it. And so I took some samples in, but one thing and another, we start at 10 and I didn't start to show them till 11:30. Trouble getting that in. Oh, bell. And isn't that good I am, look? I know some people bring the foot down. Let's have a look. Good day today, that's it. So, yeah, I took a different, my other Atlier 3 in, so I did. And so the time I got to it, I had the wrong ruler foot. I got one, it looked like it was for a low shank machine, but I haven't got a low shank, I haven't had a low shank machine, so I have no idea what that means. So if I put this to number 1, I put the needle in the middle of this, so that'll help. So I'm going to start in the middle and work my way round, okay? Put down, let's get my chair a wee bit nearer. So I'm going to go, let's just go really slow here, okay? And we want it, I didn't tie it off, but we want it as near to the edge, the outside edge on that fold. Ease it round. Don't have to go fast. And we go zooming in. See if we can get that. I think I'm as far as I can get. It's a bit hard to see red, isn't it? Red on red. And if it's pressure could do with going up a bit, I think, you know, I'm learning. I'm trying to think, I'm not going to go around, I'm going to tie that off. That's what I'm going to do. I just realised I made another boo-boo. This is my first one this year. I should have put something in here, but we'll carry on here so you can see my mistakes. Hold on, I'm going to go backwards there and it didn't. Right. But I have got 2 more. Right, that's that one done now. The next piece we need is the accent, which will go in here, and they will fold over. So it's 4.5 inch squares. Yeah, I've cut one wrong already. So 4.5, Bernice. 4.5 got my Sunday name, my telling off name. So I've done it a little bit more. Put your hands on there, hold it firmly. Don't get your thumb in the way. And there you go. Hold that over, get that. Okay, so flip it over carefully. You can put it on a line if you want to, but I always mostly use my ruler. So 4.5 on this side, this line on the fold, and everything's hunky-dory. And then take this sliver off. The little edges are always raggedy and out of kilter with moving them. Again with this one, see, it's slightly shorter on the top here than the bottom, so I'll do it a bit more than 4.5. So I've got my line, I'm not using the mat, I'm using the line on my ruler, top and bottom. I'm over there, cut that over, move it around gently, and all the lines are matching. 4.5, double check, because I keep making mistakes this morning. And that's a square. Now we're going to cut them into quarters. Now for this I'm going to use my rotary mat. A friend bought me this a couple of years ago. So, and it's really good. And it saves you moving the square. So right bang on. I'm using my ruler. I'm not using the mat measurements because I haven't got it lined up. Excuse me. Cut it gently. Move your ruler gently. And then the other way to cut them into 4. It's worth investing in one of these. So I've got enough of the 2 that I made. So we put them in there. Again, you could put a bit of glue in there. I've got them the right way. And then fold that over. And you know what? I think I'm going to use some glue in this. So I'm going to use this Roxanne glue based it temporary. I bought this a few months ago. I was doing a project. I didn't get to use it. So we'll give it a go. I have used it many years ago, but I haven't for a while. So let's see if we can get the glue out here. There you go. So it comes out in little tiny bits, you see. Definitely on the corners, isn't it? Once again, I don't get paid or promoting it. I'm just telling you what I'm using. So we'll get it in the corners here. Oh, not in the way. Don't forget, this seam's going to be sewn, so we're not worried about that. But I do want to get it so it'll go like that. Okay. I mean, it's a bit over in that, but that's fine. I've got glue everywhere. I've got this little bit. Oh, that's the top of that, but I've got another bit here. I'll have to look on their website. I have no idea what that's for. Got a little bag. Let's stick it back in there before you lose it. So we'll do the 4 here. As I say, I forgot about it in the other one. But it works. You can do it like that. Whoever gets it for Christmas will be pleased anyway. So let's get that in there, that to the point as much as I can. Remember there's a button going over that. And that folds over like so. Pretty cool, isn't it? When you do it right. Yeah, quite a little. Put it in there as well. Nice little dispenser of the glue. I've used a Pritt stick before now. Just something like this, it doesn't matter, I find. It washes out as far as I know. One more, and then we will sew our edges, curved edges. Make sure we get these the right way. As I said with the red, see, you're only seeing that sliver. For all that 10 inches, you're only seeing these curves. And that's what I mean by using a lot of fabric, and it's weighty. And that's it there. So I'll leave that, see, I've gone a bit over there, let's have a look. I shall leave that dry for a minute before I get it on the sewing machine. Let's put a lid on it, eh? So now we want to sew the red sections, the red curved, on top of the accent, the white. So a couple of stitches back. And I will lift the foot because we've got this layer to worry about as well now. Let's swing it round, but it kind of bunches. That'll be the pressure of my machine. If I lift the foot, the pressure up, it might help a bit. So I'm going to go back and forward, so and cut that off. I'm doing one at a time, the same side. I'm going to use, give me a sec, because I'm not keen on that corner, so I'm going to rip that off the glue. I did actually press it, so that won't help. Put that there, just to help us get it in place. The foot will keep it down then, hopefully. Couple of stitches back. As I said, we're going to have a 1/4 inch seam round here anyway for the back. Make sure you stay on it well. You want to get it as neat as you can so it's pretty even. Couple of stitches back to notch it off. Because I use the cutter on the machine as well. That's why I do it back and forth. So I'm not quite where I want to be on the curve line, so I just want to help it. Bit too far out, bit too far in. Goldilocks, never in the middle, never where I want it. And when you're doing the speed, it's best to use your speed button, not your foot as an accelerator. Cut that out. I have gone there, I slowed a bit down, but I've mostly turned the speed on the machine. I know some people, I didn't know until quite recently, some people have it in full speed and they just use their pedal as it, but you haven't got as much control, I find. So if I thought that was too fast, I would just turn that down a touch. And I'm actually off the, see, that's as slow as it can practically get. So use that slider, and it's very sensitive, a slider on a Dynamo, which is a good thing because you can get it to the exact speed that you want. See, that takes quite a while to get to that bit, but then you can hear by the machine. Now I have slowed it down with my foot there going around the curve. It's just a little tip that I found through my own doing this, I found helpful. So, I don't know why I've done that one first, but we'll start from the outside now. Inside. Keeps it on the right. No, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I mean. Don't know what I'm doing. Right. I usually do one side and then the other, but I'm thinking about filming and stuff like that. That's my issue, and I'm not happy with this one at all. So I'm gonna shift that over there and hopefully hold it with my needle, with my seam ripper. Give us a sec. Hold that there. That's it. Okay. Take your time. As I said, I can put a couple of stitches in if the points, but we're going to go over 1/4 inch here anyway, so I'm not too worried at the moment. You see, the time they get 1/4 inch over there, it'll be fine. Right, so I'll do this one here. It's fabric, as I keep saying. So this little thing is sticking up a bit, so I'm just helping it through. Fold over. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put this thread in a different colour if you really want to be brave. I might give that a go, actually, once I get the hang of making them. Just first one. You'll see in the first one. So it's good to use this or an awl, AWL, pointy thing, just eases it through. Okay, and then we've got the last one here. Easing it round and it's sewn. Okay, so that's the main section done. Now we've got to add a ribbon. So I just had my son through. I made another mistake here and I said to him, "What's what you done?" I said, "Look, yeah, it looks right." And I said, "No, that's how it's supposed to look." I'm keeping this in. Yeah, so now we're going to pick the ribbon. I've got a big box of ribbons I've collected over the years. I used to do a lot. I don't know what I've done, made cards I did at one time, so I know I've got stuff for that. And like strings and cords, as I said, you know, lacy ones. A little heart I made yonks ago. See, wonderful stuff. I'm not dropping them out. And then I've got a box of, I've got some buttons in here, and I've got jars of buttons somewhere else as well. Hold on. Little buttons. See, little tiny baby buttons. It's like Christmas, isn't it? And they're like pink and check ones. Yeah, loads of stuff. Wall tapestry. Look, reels. Reels of them. Well, can we find a red one for Christmas? That would do, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. That'll do on that. Hold on. That'll do. I think it's the only red one I got. Oh no, hold on. Ah, yeah, I bought this one. I remember, I probably bought this last year. Out of all the ribbons I got, with no red. I'll keep that out because I will make a few. But I'm going to make some blue themed ones. How long's a piece of string? You could even put string on it. Little tartan. Keep that out. Might want to use that. All sorts. All sorts. So if you need a ribbon, you know where to come. So, get that out of the way. An empty bag. Shall I put the tartan on or the red? That's the thing. So I'm going to have about, let's have a look, probably got it in the instructions of the YouTube thing. So I'm going to cut 8 inches, okay? And by my scissors, there they are, big ones here. What we're going to do is fold it in half. And we're going to sew it the wrong way on a corner. So, like so, okay? Not that way, because we've got to put the backing on. It's going to go inside so it's all nice and neat when it comes out, okay? Let's move you over near the machine. So I've got a piece of ribbon. It's about 9 inches long. What we do is, hold on, I'm trying to get the ends together. Put the ends together and we lay it on like this. On there. Spread out on the corner, facing inwards. And we put a few stitches across, back and forth. I've taken that in enough, I don't want it frayed, you see, so it was sitting like that. Now keep that down like that. Cut 5.5 by 5 by 5 back your back end. I've got it the same as the oval parts there. And you could pin this on if you wanted. You could clip it. Little wonder clips they're called. I'm just going blind here. And what we're doing, we're going to leave some opening to turn it. So what I'm going to do here is change my foot. And I'll have to change my needle setting as well. I'm going to put that down on there. I don't usually do it that way, but that seems to work. I saw somebody doing it in my group and I thought, ooh. Right, so I want 1/4 inch, so I've got to change my number to move the needle. I'm going to leave about 2.5, 3 inches open to turn it. Right sides together, got that, that's in the middle there. Right, we're all okay. Reassure myself that I've made nothing but mistakes today. I've been at it since about 11 o'clock this morning, on and off, and it's now, I have no idea, 4:45 in the evening. But I have done other things. I had a phone call from someone and one thing and another. Let's just get this straight again. Like I said, you should use wonder clips. I don't really want to get them out. I'm being too lazy. So 1/4 inch. Go a couple of stitches, go back, just to make it that bit more secure. Let me put this armband on. And I can speed my machine up a wee bit. Turn it round. Oops. Got a few layers of fabric it's going through here, so one more. Get to know where you 1/4 inch after a while, don't you? we've been sewing for a little while. Wish you could stop and sorry, I was thinking of something else. Go right to the end and then start again, like, be fine. So I just want to go, this is going to be my opening bit, so I'm going to go to about there. Like that do, and go back. That makes it so good. So, I'll find my opening and hope it's big enough. First thing I'm going to do is trim the corners. Quite thick. Don't like usually doing this on the machine. Hold on, where's my corner? I'm going to do that bit again. I don't like that. I've wandered a bit. It's okay. I'll take that bit off there a bit. Put my scissors down there. Try not to jog you. There's my opening here. So I've got a pair of forceps somewhere. I put them here. That can help, but I think I'll be all right here. I'm going to try heme or something, and they called, I can't remember what they're called, but I call them forceps. Just to get that first bit through. I've had them for donkey's years. I used to make a lot of toys, knitted and fabric and teddy bears, and which I might do in a not too distant future. A Christmas teddy bear would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I've made quite a few of them. So that opening was big enough. So poke the corners out as best we can at the moment. And then I use my forceps to push them a wee bit more. You can use a chopstick, you know, because they're not right pointy. Won't go through. Always worried about going through, especially when I've done it before, I haven't sewn it properly. Trying to get my corner in there, can't find it. Get that one in. Looks okay. Something with this one. By the green bell, by the green. There we go. So that's it there. Excuse me. I'm just going to go in here again, get it as best I can without doing the stitches. So a button will be going on there. That could have been a little bit neater, but you see, you didn't have to worry about the back of this because it's inside. So I shall go and put the iron back on because it's been sitting there, would have switched itself off hours ago, and press that and come back. So there it is pressed. Now I'm going to stuff it. Get some toy stuffing and stick it in there. Things we do for fun, eh? Put the camera down a bit, eh? and hold it up, and then you can see what I'm doing. That's a bit better. So you can use your forceps or chopstick or what other tool you have. And just poke it a bit in the corners. It doesn't have to be as hard as you would a toy, but I do want to get it in the corners a bit more. Keeps the corner shape nice. Sometimes when I've done corners, I've made a little ball of stuffing and stuck that in. That's okay. It's quite thick, the seam as well. So, and it is an ornament. It's let's say it's not a toy. Or when I make toys, I don't want to give them to under threes. It's illegal in this country to make things that are not up to a certain standard for under threes, because they put all buttons and bows and things like that. Not that I have. I've just made them for fun, giving them to grown-ups. I've made tartan bears and tartan fabric and that, and different colours inside and outside the arms and of teddies. But I do need to make one because they are nice. And they don't take me long, but the way this has gone today, I've done one in a couple of hours when I was down on holiday with my son, like in Cornwall. But so what we do then, when it's stuff enough, so when we put the button on, that pull that in like a pin cushion. Then you make pin cushions for that, don't you? I want to make I picked some fabric and a friend bought it for me for my birthday, 70th, and some it's blue Christmassy because my tree is in a blue theme and silver. Never used to do that. It used to be all red and green and any colour I could get. But yeah, as I got older, I thought I'll treat myself to a themed tree, you know, the stuff to go on it. So as I said, you don't want it too thick. Stuff to the gills with that. You want enough of some in the middle there, in this corner. Around about this corner, and then you've got to shut it anyway, so I think this might be enough. Put that little bit in. So that's it there. Okay, now I've got to get buttons, and my son's is in the room where my buttons are, and he's gaming. I've just done it now. He's got ear sets on, he's so immersed. I'm shouting at him, he can't hear me. So I tapped him, jumped him. I'm going to give him a heart attack. 46-year-old. Yeah. You've got to be careful, haven't you? But yeah, that's okay, isn't it? Yeah, right. Button. Because these buttons I got here, not Christmassy. I've got Christmassy ones, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. And I'd like them a bit bigger because it's got to cover a bit of a mess in the middle there. Okay, we'll go and get that. So I'm just going to put a little whip stitch over this. I've got red cotton, thread I mean. I haven't got a thimble, I can't get a thimble on my nail. I'm definitely going to have these cut shorter because this is driving me mad. So much for growing nails, isn't it? I mean, I could do a ladder stitch here, but it's an ornament. It's just whip stitch over the top, just catching both sides. So right there, there's this part here that's causing me bother. Using my nails to push it through. even the bed of my machine. Yeah, that one's okay. Is it focusing? No. So I shall finish this bit off and then put my button on. So what I'm going to do now, on the edge, is sew that button on there. These nails are getting really, I'm going to have to cut them all the nights out. So I've got a big dowel needle, usually for putting eyes etc. on dolls or arms on. I'm going to put it straight through the middle. You'll see it roughly in the middle at the back. You'll know by feel. But don't put it right through. It's a double thread. I'm only using ordinary thread. It's Gutermann I'm using, yeah. So don't put it right through. Just go a couple of stitches next to it and come through the middle again. I can't see it. There's a wee bit more in the middle than that. So through there, and then between the two threads I've got a knot in and pull it tight. I have got a bit of a tail on here, but I'm not worrying about that at the moment. So I'm going to put it in there again, slightly off, not in exactly the same place, but come out the middle again. And I'm going to pull it tight now. Help it with your thumbs, and then it goes in. You see it there, the 3D there? Okay, so I'm going to hold it there behind. I'm not putting the button on yet. I want to get it into a shape first, and then back out the middle. Somewhere in the middle. And that gives you a good start for that indentation. I've got a big red button. Always make sure your thread, your knit button can go through the eye of the needle. Yeah, I didn't make, that's the only mistake I didn't make today. So rest it on there. And, hold on a minute, can't get it through. So I want it in the middle again. And pull it tight again. I usually pull it from here, not from the needle. And that gets it nice and tight. I've got two loose ends there. That's the end of the knot. So I'm pushing it in again. See, it's still moving. I'm holding it with my fingers behind. Make sure my thread's at the end, my needle's at the end of the thread. So back in again. This is where you usually stab your finger. I'm just loosening it a wee bit so I can see the hole in the button. And I'm putting this as a 4-hole one, so I'm going to put it in a different one. And again, because it's still loose, so it still can pull in a bit. So again, I've let go of the needle and I've pulled it in again. And then I'm doing the opposite one. So it's an ornament, so it won't, you know, it's not like putting it on a cardigan, it's going to be undone every day. But I do want that more in the middle. That's not going in the middle enough for me. So I want that. No, definitely not. I've got to take it all the way out a bit. A little bit of hit and miss. Don't get caught up in the corners. See, that still moves, but that's okay. So again, I've put my threads out so it's at the end of the needle. So middle again. You can do this as many times as you want. I've done one in each buttonhole. Now I've got to find a buttonhole somehow, which is not easy to do. Hit and miss. Right, we found it. Middle again, that's okay. Corner. That's it. See if we can find another buttonhole, eh? See the hole in it? As I say, it doesn't have to be right inside, right indented. I'm having trouble seeing this. I'm going to take it outside the button. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is put it round a few times and put it back through. Now I'm going to fasten it off, and the way I'm doing that is, we all do it different ways. I've known, but I find my own way of doing it. So I come up as near to the seam as I can. You know, you're working in the dark here. I'm a mile off the seam. Still am. I want to get near the seam because I can make a red line then, see? Get more over. Come on, why aren't you going over? I'm going to put it up, and if it's near the seam I can do a back stitch, and that keeps it tight. That's why I want the seam, or near the seam, but I'm going to go on the red here, make a little back stitch. Now I can go through the work and tie it and cut it off. That'll be nice and secure now. You might have your own way of doing that, but that's how I do mine. And there we are. Take me all day to do a 2-minute job. Let's have a look. Trying to lift the camera up without losing the top of my head. So, my son said it's bigger than the ones we made last year, or I made last year, but it's not because it's the same pattern. But of course you can do umpteen different colourways. You could even put one on the other side, couldn't you? Yeah. Hold on. I've got that one that I forgot to film, and that's the original first one. And of course you can put buttons, bows and beads on it, so I wanted to show you. See, look, Christmas buttons, hundreds of them. And there's some beads and bows you can put on. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I did, of course I did. And please do subscribe. It costs you nothing to do that. Does my analytics, my numbers good, pushes my videos up. Share the videos, the likes and notifications and the comments, please. Yeah, I love the comments. Okay then. And for my quilting group friends, I hope you like this. Okay, this is what you're doing in a fortnight. It's going to take me a fortnight to practice. Okay then. Thank you for watching again, and do take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.